Go live. Let's see, and boom, there we go. Hey, all right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're
Hello,
doing the
hello.
pre-game show 5 minutes before we start, of course. But good to be back here on the WTF show. So thank you guys for checking us out and tuning in. And of course, we send this out to everybody out there who on the West Coast who is in just absolute dire straits, and we'll be talking about that and a lot more coming up in the program. So, of course, you know, we have to launch this and I have to stop it. Because we take up so much. Here we go. All right. Do that. And we'll load up the VDJ. Wait a minute, which one was it? It's that one. I should really just ditch the VDJ. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check.
4, 5, 6. Check.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name again, Mike? Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
A while.
It's been quite a while.
Too long.
Side list. Let me get all these samplers up. Here we go. Trailer. We're gonna do sports ball. Sam Bedinovac.
All right.
This damn thing got cold already. That's funny.
Funny haha or funny peculiar?
Funny haha.
Huh.
And peculiar, I guess. That Jade likes to stick out his tongue, and so does his grandfather, his mother. That's funny. That just made me laugh. Oh God. What do you think? You want to do a radio show?
Yeah, let's do a radio show.
Let's do a radio show. All right. Let's do this. Let's click the share in and do this and do share. I love Priya. It's so much fun. Now sharing the screen. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the WTF What's the Format Radio Show with Joe and Mike. I am Mike.
I am Joe.
Damn, it's good to see you guys. Man,
Yes.
it's been a minute. It's been a minute. We have been I have to, of course I didn't. Miss Effects, I'm gonna kill you.
It's been a minute and a half.
Ah, stop share. Thank you very much. There we go. Full screen.
There
Good
we
to
go.
see you, brother.
Hey,
Good to see you, my friend.
yes, happy everything.
Yeah, I mean, just we should put quote unquote everything in. So, welcome to the program, everybody. I am in the office. I'm actually still battling the remnants of this virus that's going around. So, but I'm on the mend, feel a heck of a lot stronger than I did over the past 24 hours. So, if you get it, all I got to say is drink whatever you can. I'm talking about fluids. I'm not talking about alcohol. Don't dry yourself out. Just drink as much as you can. So it was obviously a very frustrating weekend for obvious reasons because this is the last time I'm going to wear this, probably proudly too. I got to switch off hats. There you go. So hey, it's the last time I've got to wear it and take my lumps.
Okay.
What a train wreck.
Mm.
Well, it's a train wreck, but there's a bigger train wreck coming. And then, of course, it's my buckos. So that's a bigger train wreck. And we'll say start out 23-5 and look like we're going to be conquering the world and head to the World Series for the first time since 1979. And next thing you know, June comes and we're 7 games under 500. So sports ball. As
Sports
you,
ball. Yay, sports.
yay, sports. As you can see, I'm just, anyway, yeah, aside from that, how's the fam? How's everybody doing?
Everyone's good.
You guys been
Everyone's
getting
doing well.
around. You guys been getting around doing some stuff.
Yeah, that time of the season, it's all about the bird, the bells, the ball, the birthday. And once all that's done, we decompress and we chill. And
What you're in now? You're in chill mode.
yes, yes, it's time to pack up and look for a bass teacher.
A
You know
base.
anyone who plays bass?
Uh, well, I got a funny feeling we might be talking to a bass player in the next 30 minutes. We're going to be talking about a lot of things that's been going on. But we will be talking to the band Dark Remedy. They'll be by, and
Yes.
I want to personally thank them for rescheduling. They were supposed to be on the program last year, end of last year, I believe, and lo and behold, my voice decided to say bye bye, and I could not talk. It was about 2, 3 o'clock, I think. It just said all of a sudden, boom, done. I was hoping it would come back. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It must have been what was going on. But
Yeah, sure. Go on without me. I'll stay here.
they'll be on the program tonight. We're going to talk about everything Dark Remedy. Of course, their track is in the LPL Top 20 vote that just went up today. Glad to have the LPL back for 2025.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about a few of the bands that are in there later on in the program. We'll be playing some cuts from the bands now. The brand new Reverb Nation and campaigns that are up. They'll be finished. They'll be in processing. They'll be up probably in the next week, and then we'll begin our spring submission. So not only do we get great artists from a lot of amazing management companies and also what do you call it? PR firms, but we also get stuff from Reverb Nation as well. They've been partnering with us for the past 7 years, 7, 8 years. So again, I want to thank them for being along the ride with us. And the guys still working there too. Michael still working there. So Mike, catch this. Thank you very much for being part of the 99 WNRR family and what we do here and promoting some of the up and coming great artists that are out there. And like I said to everybody, there's a ton of great brand new bands out there. You just got to invest in it, and you just got to take some time and listen to it. So as far as music wise, by the way, if you haven't checked out you probably won't see now with the front one because I've got the back light on, but I bought these special bulbs that you can scan a QR code that's on the bulb, and you can control it. This is crazy.
Modern technology.
Yeah, modern technology. So I'm having fun here with the lights. So I could literally, like, if you guys haven't seen these, go pick up a couple. I picked up 4 of them and put them out throughout the house. So you can check this. It's called Hub Space. So you go Hub Space, right? And I can open it up, and I've got office, and I've got 2 colors going on, right? I got 2 colors. Oops. Let me show you right there. I got
There
2.
you
There
go.
you go. I got 2 colors. Now I can hit the one in the back, which is office 2, and watch. They see the purple highlight back here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to change it to blue. It's a light bulb, and like I said, I can change it to green. There you go. Pretty damn cool, huh?
Yeah.
All by the touch of the phone. I've got another light in front of me that office 2, and it's pink, and I can sit there with fuchsia, and I can sit there and I can turn that one purple as well, and I can just change the hue of everything. Well, I'm going to keep it purple for my show, our show, not Miss Effects. She can keep it
Set the mood tone.
at the mood.
Get a nice mood going.
Exactly. But yeah, it's cool. They're four to pack. It was like $14, and I was just like, I'm putting bulbs, not in the hallway or anything like that, because you don't want to freak out the kids. Walking down the hallway, dad just puts it to red and goes, red rum. You know, you don't want to do crap like that. That's just wrong. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
But this is actually pretty cool. I have to admit, it's pretty cool. So there you go. So you could go. It's Hub Space is the app that you use, and you just pick up the bulbs. Like I said, 4 of them were $14, and they're kind of fun. You can put them out. Well, here's one. There's also they could actually change color. Like you can put them on a rainbow. You could put them like Christmas colors, like red, and it'll interchange. So you could literally take that bulb, put it like on an outside light or a couple outside lights, which I might do next year,
Yeah.
and then just let them go. Just let them go blue, red, and you don't have to do anything. Let them go. And your regular bulbs.
It would set the tone. Oh, so nice.
Oh, yes. So what I'm doing to keep myself okay in my WTF official mug that you can find on porkrollapparel.com is actually been doing some ginger and lemon during this process, which is absolutely just like the way to go.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely way to go.
Yes, and ginger is good for the belly.
Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, you chew ginger, it's like got all of these properties. It's crazy. Welcome to the health minute here on the WTF radio show and
Yes.
podcast. It was the holidays were okay. I mean, a lot of it's different. So it wasn't. It was the first time there was a lot of changes. For the first time in like 15, 16 years of the Christmas Eve that I have at the house every year.
Yeah.
It was different. And you realize that things have to change. Obviously people get, the kids grow up, kids get lives, they go out, move out of the house, so things aren't the same. So that was kind of the one smack in the face this holiday season.
Bittersweet.
It was bittersweet. I got to see the kid, so I got to see the grandson, which was just crazy amazing. That's recommend it, but later down the line. But I highly recommend it. It's cool. But what sucks about it is that he's 5 states away at about 10 hours. So, but the Ellen, the middle child, is going to be flying down. Called a good deal too. Going to be flying down this Friday.
Nice.
4 days. Yeah. Poor Ellen. She's had a birthday, 26, and spent it in Atlantic City overnight at the Trop, I believe at the Trop, with her fiance, and then she's going to fly to South Carolina on Friday. It doesn't suck too much now, does it?
To be young again.
To be young and to have the energy and to be healthy.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, I don't need to be anywhere tomorrow. Yeah, I could go. I could do it.
What did you do? Did you check out anything new musically? Did you get anything for Christmas on the music end?
Nah, music wise, other than my son getting a bass, other than that, no,
Mm.
no. But I watched a music documentary, caught my interest, and
What was it called?
well, let's cast this out. It's 1990, and you go into a CD store. What are you going to buy in 1990? You got albums like you got AC/DC,
Mm-hmm.
um, Queensryche, Empire.
Okay, right.
You've got you've got the JJ Rockers double feature. You got Poison, Flesh and Blood with Unskinny Bop, and you got Warrant with Cherry Pie. And
Oof.
then you got, of course, the Black Crows. You got all this great music coming out. And this,
Black Crows, was that Southern Harmony Musical Companion?
Shake Your Money Maker.
That came out in 90?
That came out in 90.
Holy shit.
And
Wow.
for the fans, Depeche Mode, Extreme 2, Porno Graffiti, all these great
The Violator in 90?
by who?
Depeche
Depeche
Mode.
Mode, Violator, yes. Two
Wait,
points.
now we're talking about. Now we're talking.
The Sundays, Reading, Writing, Arithmetic,
Oh, what an album.
all
What
these great
right.
albums.
That vinyl, that's expensive, that vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Oh yeah.
Sundays. I checked that out. They want big bucks for that record.
You
We're
only
talking,
need one kidney.
we're talking three figures on that record. And I'm like, are you kidding? Yeah, three figures. And I'm like, shit.
So with all these great albums that came out in the 90s, Priest, Priest had Painkiller, fucking Pantera, Cowboys in Hell.
That was 90.
That was 90. What is this lad going to CD World and buy? Dred Zeppelin,
Reds.
unleaded.
That was some pretty cool shit, though.
That's Elvis
Great record.
singing to Led Zeppelin songs with a reggae
Yeah.
beat.
If you never heard of Dred Zeppelin, dude, it was cranking. It was.
And go one better, I watched the documentary.
Oh, you did?
I watched the documentary. And it was extremely interesting and almost fascinating, but it was one of those things like I have that album, I remember them. And truth be told, great concept and what they brought to it was really cool. But it's pretty much alive. Go see them live.
I played the fat Elvis or
Toward
the
Elvis.
toward Elvis.
Toward Elvis. And like I said, I bought the CD and it was, haha, let me get this. No, why should I buy No Prayer for Dying? This Dred Zeppelin is calling my name. And all in all, musically they put out, they were tight and everything they did it was interesting, but it was sort of like after a while, okay. And it just kind of goes on the shelf. But if they come around, you go see them live. It's definitely something you need to watch as opposed to listen to with the whole thing. But definitely, I would check it out, the documentary about Dred Zeppelin. And interesting as all get out. So yeah, that's where I was. I had a week off, and I just relaxed with a capital R.
Yeah.
Capital R and a capital J and a capital D.
Yeah.
And but that's Dred Zeppelin. Yeah, that's what I buy. That's because someone's got to buy it.
I think I bought a few things. I bought two U2 records. I bought The Unforgettable Fire and I bought Boy. Unforgettable Fire is a great record, just phenomenal record. Let me see. I got obviously I have to, when you go to buy some vinyl, you got to make sure you get vinyl for the missus.
Yes.
So I traded in something that I got. I got her Cyndi Lauper, which is
the first album, the
yeah,
album.
yeah. The album. Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper, other than that song, I can listen to Cyndi Lauper. She's got a tremendous voice. Before she became the unusual one, she was in a band called Blue Angel.
Yeah.
And her voice was, she had a set of pipes. And the music she was making, it just didn't take. No one really got to it.
What, and found out that she was actually another Don Lawrence protege.
Yeah. So
So
like I can't listen to that song because I just can't. Sorry. But the rest of her music wasn't too bad. And then once she got past that and she kept putting more albums out and then kind of grew as a person and so forth. And she's a tremendous singer. I'd listen. I would listen to her. I would probably go see her. I'd go to the bathroom when that damn song comes on, but I'd go see her.
Yeah,
Tremendous set of pipes.
Absolutely. Talent. Absolute talent. I no without no debate. No debate.
Yeah.
Trying to think what there were a couple other ones. Oh, well, what the the dinosaur, the vinyl dinosaur, the place that we go to sometimes.
Yeah.
And he does that the holidays he does grab bags, 20 albums. Like I think they're 20 albums. 20 albums. I think it's like 20 albums or something like 15, whatever. He fills up a sack and it's $20 per grab bag. So I picked up like 4 of them. So, and I brought him when I drove down to South Carolina, I gave him as one of the presents to the kids who are collecting records.
Yes.
Collecting records. And they said it was the best gift.
Yeah.
Because they could just sit there. They're literally going through all the records. They're pulling up records. And I'm going, I want that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that one. They're been pretty good, and they're all in great shape too. So they're actually building their record collection faster than I am.
I tell you, that's the one thing I regret when I was younger and narrow-minded and just focused only on bands A, B, and C, and never mind, I don't want to hear about this band or that band. And no, screw it. No, I so regret doing that because now, yeah, give me any album, I'll listen to it and put it on, and I'll listen to this album. Yeah, to get a whole bunch of albums that I never heard, yeah, that's like the best gift in the world. Yeah. Especially if you like vinyl and have a record player and can play them, and you get introduced to all this music.
Yeah, it is. And you pick out so many things. We'll continue that. I want to continue that, but want to know, let's get to a couple of things, obviously, that are in the news. Right now, it's time for WTF, a little news right here. Welcome to the news, everybody. It's 9:18 here on the East Coast of the WTF radio show and livecast here on 99 WNRR. Of course, every Wednesday night here at 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And of course, also broadcasting from Pennsylvania, the good old Commonwealth as well, which I hope to be sometime very soon. If not on the Emerald Isle, hopefully to be there sometime soon. We'll see how that goes for the third time.
Got plenty of room.
But I mean, obviously, you can't talk about what's going on without talking about because it has an effect on what's been going on. But how do you not talk about what's been going on with the fires out west? I'm watching this and I just can't stand all the politics around it. People have lost everything, and I want to stay clear of the politics, but the whole thing is just incredible that they are going through. This is like the 3rd or 4th in a calendar year, and I'm sitting myself, and I don't think that that's going to even end soon. And how do they come back? I mean, we saw the it reminded me of the Hawaii fire.
Yeah.
And what happened there? How the wind just picked up everything and just like torched the entire house. This is, I mean, the magnitude of this is, you can't, I can't equate it.
No.
What do they do? I mean, the infrastructure is destroyed. This is, this is like 3 times the size of Sandy, what it did to the coast of New Jersey.
Yeah,
And we all know how long it took to get that back.
exactly. And
You couldn't drive Route 35 for the longest time, and some of those mansions pieces are still buried under sand. Still. And so
no, and it's nothing but rubble.
yeah,
Everything gone.
how do you, I guess you just basically just, everybody's got to start from scratch. I mean, everybody does have to start from scratch, literally, but I mean, it's an opportunity for them to completely start from scratch from the infrastructure standpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe when the houses are built this time and rebuilt. And I hope they can build them in the same way. But with all the capable materials that are out there for fire retardant homes, we've seen the progression of this. There's a lot of materials out there for roofs, for shingles, for siding that are fireproof. It should be a mandate. Somebody was talking about it at my office today, that there should be a mandate going forward, like they did with Jersey. Everybody, if you're within a flood zone, you have to be 13 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be honest with you, was ridiculous, because you're talking about 100-year storm. Sandy was 100-year storm. People think that that's going to happen again in the next 50 years. It ain't happening. It was a 100-year storm.
Still,
That anomaly, you're talking 3 storms that came together at once. I mean, it was the perfect storm. It was the movie, but it happens once in a lifetime. And I don't think people will see that. But these fires that are out there, they will continue. They will continue that way. And that's what's the problem with it. And I can't imagine. I hope that that FEMA and the federal government just get off of their asses and do the right thing.
My heart really goes out. I mean, somebody I work with, a friend of mine, years ago, he came in and it looked like he came in from a barbecue, and we kind of, looked, and apparently where he was living, he just bought a house at the time. He just got married, bought a house.
Yeah.
And something caught fire. He lost everything except the clothes he was wearing. He lost everything, and unfortunately even a pet. And he came into work. He left everything outside. You'd never know what was going on. Time and time again, I gave him credit. I'm like, how to come in knowing what you're going home to, and then taking on going to work, and then dealing with some of the people you have to deal with and the situations and so forth, and still keep a level head, and then go back home again. I mean, for him, it was definitely the end game was good, because he was living in a 1-floor ranch, and they gave him 2 more floors. They improved the house. He got he got more room, he got more space, everything about it. So he kind of, he moved on and moved up. But to see everybody walking around, and to see, it's just, to walk up and be like, you put so much into this,
Yeah.
and now it's just gone. And then literally to pick yourself up and dust yourself off. My heart goes out to each and every one of those people.
And well, I mean, a side note, just an hour south of those fires is the big convention that is for all of, basically all the musicians and everything like that, and the makers NAMM. damn thing. I haven't worn this since baseball ended. NAM is going on next week. So, but we're going to probably talk about NAM. We'll be talking about this and a whole lot more. About a month and a half ago, I received an email from Paul Crosby, management, who handles some great bands, and including a band that he's actually in. Paul Crosby, the iconic drummer from the band Saliva, which has a connection because I'm friends with Todd Poole, and so we'll be talking about that. But right now, I'm gonna have these gentlemen. They're actually waiting in the room, so let's see, view it, and let's let everybody in here. Okay, admit, and JRod, admit. That's it's a love live over YouTube. Gentlemen,
What's happening?
how you doing?
Man, I can't complain. Cary here too?
Yeah, Cary's coming on.
Okay, cool. I was just saying, I thought he yelled at me and was like, hey, get on the call.
Oh. So everybody, it's about 9:26 here on the East Coast of New Jersey, and I want to welcome to the program. Right now, it's Mr. McLean. It's JRod?
JRod. Yeah.
JRod.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's JRod or JRod. I don't know if it's broken up.
JRod. It's foreign. No, but it's JRod. So.
And Cary Parsons, the vocalist and guitar player of a really incredible band called Dark Remedy, which is here, and we're going to be talking about music and a whole lot of other stuff. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for rescheduling and coming aboard. I really appreciate that, and I hope you guys are doing well.
Oh yeah, we are rocking and rolling, man. All kinds of cool stuff happening.
And because we were just talking about obviously one of the big stories over the past couple of days, we were talking about obviously the connection with friends that are out there in the LA fires and everything going on. Do you have any friends that are out there that would have been affected and anything like that? It really hit everybody.
Is Cary on here? Because I can't see him.
I'm here, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see you, brother.
Making sure. Personally, only person I know out that way is Darren Perry, Mayhem Jesus. He was like a rock rage DJ at one time. He does tour management stuff. I talked to him the other day. I think he's doing all right. I don't know how affected he was by everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, everybody I know out there is okay. Thank God.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Because and because we have everyone's going to be converging, down south, an hour south of that, for NAMM coming up next week too.
Right.
So I was talking to, I work with somebody who's actually going to be heading down there, and he said that I told him expect it just to be, be patient, because there's going to be a lot of people coming in, a lot of service things. You might have a lot of services that you might not be able to get because they're going to be going to people. So, just be patient with everybody when you're going down there. And that goes for everybody who's going to be checking this out and listening. Just be patient. There are people that are in need down there, and that's the most important thing. But I was surprised that they still kept it going on, considering what was happening down there. But yeah, they're going through with it. There was nothing yet to cancel it. So.
Right. Yeah, Cary just went through a bunch of stuff. He had 2 hurricanes hit down there where he was.
Back to back.
Yep, he's in Tampa.
Slammed right into Tampa.
You're on the west coast of Florida, huh?
That's right. And normally it's pretty rare for a hurricane to make landfall at Tampa, and for us to have it twice. Well, actually, the first one didn't make. First one probably would have been better had it made landfall, but we got caught on the dirty side of it as it just scraped past, and everywhere by the coast was underwater. A lot of things destroyed.
I know. Remembering it because when I was watching all of it, I'm going, and especially because I remember all the sand that got
Yeah.
chunked. And I'm going, damn, that looks like, I mean, literally, you go 2 blocks down, we're in.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing. I don't. I mean, you probably don't think about like sand being the danger. I mean, I figured it would wash up a little, but we're talking like first floor covered in sand, blocks and blocks and blocks back. Crazy.
There's a video that I posted of the first day that we were on there for on Seaside and Ortley Beach with a family beach house that had gotten moved 3 foundations over. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I believe it.
we're 2 blocks. I am 2 blocks away from the lagoons, right on the bay, right on the East Coast. So the 2012 October 29th of 2012 was horrible for everybody.
Right.
It was horrible. But you know, I mean, so when I saw it, that's the first thing. It kind of made me sick to my stomach for everybody out there because it looked exactly like Sandy, and I was just like,
Yeah. I mean, the biggest, the saddest part about it is, you know, the biggest thing affected down there is one, well, obviously families and people's homes that, you know, a lot of those are generational. They've been passed down through the family since, you know, like maybe the 50s. But then the businesses that are destroyed, most of them are small mom and pop businesses that a lot of them aren't going to be able to recover.
Yeah.
it's true. And I keep thinking about, you know, just the beginning of the infrastructure that needs to get put in back out west. I mean, it's an opportunity for them to put something in place that maybe will help, you know, and change the building codes and put fire retardant, you know, materials on the roofs and on the siding and stuff, like anything to help or at least to stave it off. You know, maybe something can be done, but
Right.
it's gut wrenching. It's sickening to
Yeah.
see. But I mean, unfortunately, it is part of the world that we live in. But I'll tell you what's good things. Some good things is some incredible new music that keep us going and take our mind off of things. And that is what I'm hearing with all the stuff that you guys have been putting out. And you got a new song coming out. We'll talk about that because I caught a snippet of it and I was like, and now it's teasing me because it's an incredible track from what I heard. So
Thank you.
I'm excited about for anyone to come up. But let's go through this. Did this start kind of like as a project, or did you have in mind that, yeah, you know what, I want to form this into a complete outfit?
So back at the beginning of 2019, my producer at the time, Stephen Miller, he and I have been friends long time. We've always been in other bands. He produced an album I did with one of my other bands, and we worked really well together. And we would always talk about, you know, hey, we should get together and write and do something just for fun whenever we have time. And we kind of wrote some stuff. You know, we had ideas out there and everything. And then COVID hit, and we're like, oh, this is our opportunity. You know, I had a tour with the band I was in that got canceled. Same thing with him. So we got serious. Since we'd already been working on ideas, it was real easy to get it recorded, and we just started releasing stuff. It was just an outlet for us. You know, that's the name Dark Remedy. It was dark times. This band was our remedy. And, you know, we never really thought anything of it as, you know, just treated like a side project, something fun to do. And then people would say, hey, hell y'all doing over here? This is good. Kind of be like, oh yeah, well, thank you. Yeah. we didn't really have any intentions of doing anything. And then Paul Crosby came along in 22 and was like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, you guys could go do something with this. And I'm like, really? You think so? You know, this is Paul Crosby from Saliva, a band that as a kid I used to, you know, stand there in the crowd and watch them on stage. I'm like, are you really think so, huh? He's like, yeah. So we decided, look, we're going to get real intentional about this and make a run for radio. And that, I mean, That happened fall of 22, and you know, I don't think I've let my foot off the gas since then.
No, I mean, in all the different releases and all the different times, it's been consistent since you started. I mean, you've been pumping out stuff all the time. Do you think, especially as, you know, as a writer, there's that classic way that we were all brought up of listening to a full record beginning
Yeah.
and then obviously it's kind of shifted. Now we can't say that it's an anomaly because in the 50s they were all singles. No one thought of album rock. That was a 60s, that was a 70s thing. And then it started to evolve that you can go through an entire listening. What's the mindset of a songwriter these days when you put one together and then all of a sudden you put another one? Do you begin to say, hey, look, I'm starting to feel that there's a whole message going on here between and telling a story amongst, you know, 10, 12 tracks, or is we just take them one at a time and that's how they come?
So I like what you said about albums. I agree with you, and that was, you know, when we decided to make a run for the mainstream, that was one of the biggest things we struggled with, because Steven and I both, that's what we liked, was here's an album which is a story from start to finish. And you know, you have a lot more liberty when you're not thinking single minded. You know, we can have a minute and a half intro, you know, and you can't do that on a single. You know, we can do a lot of things on the album that, you know, artistically is what we like, but you know, it's a little bit in the box when it comes to singles, but they're still, if you look at, you know, we typically release 4, 5, 6 singles a year, and they're all written for the most part probably near the same time. So like if I'm writing something and I'm in that headspace at that moment, you know, there's a chance I'm going to stay in that headspace for the month. And if I'm, you know, just pouring lyrics out, like I'll give you a perfect example. When I wrote Killing Me and Right Back to You, they're linked. There's a story there between those two. That's why they were released in the order they were. They relate to the same subject matter, and so we're still able to tell stories. You know, it's in a little bit different way now.
Okay. That whole, and it leads to the other part of the question as far as presenting them, releasing them, because again, that's another thing that we kind of, you know, that I think we're so used to. But I always, like, again, going back to how the way that albums would be, it's like you would find those hidden tracks, those nuggets, and you'd be like, and they become a fan favorite, which to me kind of hook the fan into becoming like the lifelong, the die hard, and not the fly by night, where it's just like, here, track, I like it, okay, good, great. It's those, I hope they play this at a concert, and it's not a single, right? How does one now in the industry navigate that, as far as not only releasing it, but when they think about that, as far as putting the record in, like that, it might say, hey, it's not a single, but this is kind of a cool track.
So for me,
yeah, go ahead.
For me, I've got a lot of songs I've written that are not singles that I think are potentially great songs, but they're not single worthy. We're at a stage in our career right now where we have to focus on the singles. So I don't throw those ideas away, but they go back in the bank, and they will probably come to fruition later on when the timing is right. But, you know, the single, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just different, you know. You know, some things that artistically we want to do, we may have to wait a little bit, and that's just the nature of, you know, how it goes when you're a band trying to break through. You got to have the singles. But honestly, I now kind of embrace it. You know, if you follow when we first started releasing music in 2020 to now, you'll notice probably a big evolution in the sound. And that's probably us embracing what we need to be doing, you know, as we go on. And what I've come to realize is, because of the fact that it's so single driven, the set list is an absolute banger from start to finish. There's no low point of a set list. So in a way, it is good for music.
Hmm. The recording process, another favorite topic. Used to love the days of the huge board and setting up 48 tracks and ripping them all out and trying to make it sound live. Everyone would always play a live dummy track just to get the vibe down, and sometimes the live track would take, sometimes it wouldn't, but there's always a warmth, or there's a certain sonic delivery that always seems to happen with the classic analog, as opposed to so the condensed form that we deal with digital music. Is there any way that you guys try to air it out a little bit and say, hey, you know what, there are some things about analog recording that have that vibe that pretty much is needed in today's music now? Because you don't want it to be obviously be sterile, you don't want it to be too computerized, you want it to have some vibe to it and some feel where it airs out. Do you feel that there's some kind of marriage that can happen, or do you think that there's just two different ways of recording?
We do it with everything we record. Yeah, it's recorded digitally in a DAW, but everything is running through tube compressors. We use on a lot of the Dark Remedy stuff, those are vintage tube compressors. We're using vintage physical analog reverbs. So there is an element of analog happening.
Nice. What about some of, as a vocalist, some of the hardest things to do when going in and tracking a song, obviously, was, if you're not part of the writing process, is getting the right emotion out for something that wasn't written directly for me.
Right.
How do you work around something like that, or how are you able to grab the emotion of the song when addressing it, knowing that you're conveying it correctly? Because I always found that whenever I was part of the writing process, it was always something like, yeah, obviously I'm going to feel something more, I'm going to bring something else to the table, something, a happy accident might happen, which we all love in the studio.
Right.
Sometimes to be like, wow, I didn't expect that, but that sounds pretty cool, let's use that. How many times does that happen, and how do you begin to convey that?
Well, for me, I mean, going in the studio is I become, I'm in a different world. It's almost like Valhalla for me, And me and Cary, we have another partner we write with. So since I've been in Dark Remedy, we've written a lot of everything together. I've been in situations before where I have had to go in and do some recording for stuff. I mean, it does hit a lot different. You're kind of just like you go through the motions, and you try to express yourself in the song as best you can. And it's not always easy because, like, when I write, and I think Cary's this way too, I mean, it's to tell a story, and it can be a single story in one song, or it can be a story, like he said, with Right Back to You and Killing Me, and it just keeps going. And when you're not part of that story, it kind of takes a little bit of you out of it, but you also have to bring that, I guess, the emotion in my vocals and voice to kind of make people feel this is what it would be like for me if I was, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty much, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's an escape for me. It really is. I love being in there because it's like, it's magic. It's like throwing stuff into a bowl and making this magic potion and watching it dump out. And then you're like, oh, wow, that's what we hit, you know?
Before I get into touring and some of the pros and cons of it, and some past history stuff, uh, Joe, you got anything you want to throw in there before I move on?
No, I mean, just a real quick, gentlemen. Um, Mike's the musician. Mike's the guy who played and everything. Mike and I met in a music store. I was the manager. So I was the guy that was buying the albums. I'm the guy looking forward to buying your album with the 7-minute buried track. I'm the guy that loved listening to the album, buying the album and listening to it at least twice from front to back. As far as like the songwriting, all that aspect of it, I really have nothing to provide or nothing to give. So that's why, yeah, that's why I'm just kind of sitting here and smiling. Between the two of us, I'm the eye candy. So I'm doing my part. But yeah, I see where you're all coming from, but I'm the guy that likes the 7-minute song. I'm the guy that we would argue when we were mall rats. And I'm like, you should, listen to this song. And he was like, no, that's not the hit. I'm like, it doesn't have to be the hit. It's the good song. And we would always compete and make tapes and who can find the rare song and the better song. So that's what I got.
I was that way growing up. I really was. I loved the songs that everybody wasn't listening to.
Amen. And I'd play and they're like, well, who is this? And I'd say, this is, so and so. And they're like, what album is this on? And I'm like, that's side 2, track 4 right there, pal. That's
right.
And they're like, I never heard this before. And I'm like, well, you should buy the album and listen to the album. And that was me. So he and I would always butt heads as far as, what was the hit or what should be played in the store and what shouldn't be played. And I was the manager, so I outranked him, and I usually won.
So when it comes to live, when it comes to live shows in general, what do we need to do, or let's see if I can rephrase this, because one of the big concerns that we have obviously is when we see the concert going public, and there's pictures that I have back in 88, 89, 90 that there's these clubs that are neck to nuts, just packed, crazy. And you see clubs these days that are half full. You see some venues that are not selling tickets because it's all available. It's all available. So how do we create that balance, guys? How do we get people involved in getting to the shows, seeing it? My bone of contention is like, we should pull videos. We just should. Any live thing just shouldn't be there. Go experience the band live. Not with your phone.
Yeah.
Not with your phone. Go there and experience. Be in the moment with the band.
Right.
And I think that's part of the problem. I can go watch all these bands live now on YouTube. And
right.
Well, but I hear what you're saying, and I think there definitely is a lot of that. But at the same time, if you look at rock festival attendance over the past year, it's some of the craziest attendance they've seen in a long time. And I'm noticing that the bands that really put a show on and leave it all out there on the table that deserve people to show up, they're packing houses all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah. Creed did ridiculous numbers this year on their tour.
64 million, I think that tour grossed.
Yeah. Average of 15,300 people a night.
Yeah.
So even with the smaller venues, I mean, it's up to everybody involved too, to get people in there. I mean, you see a lot of this back and forth where the venues, will blame the smaller local acts for not pushing it. The acts will blame the venue, and it's all, I mean, we're all trying to achieve the same thing. I mean, it can be done. I mean, it's easily done. People have to make the effort from every end, and they have to communicate and work together. That's the biggest thing in everything we deal with is communication. People don't do it the way they should.
Yeah, that's true. I've actually went against my own argument one time where, I would sit there and say, why do we have to still do ticket sales kind of thing for smaller bands when there's, if we're opening for, LA Guns on their third record and shouldn't LA Guns be able to pack that place by themselves? Why do we got to sit there and sell a damn ticket?
That's right.
Kind of thing. The merits of the headliner alone should sell the tickets and sell out the house. Period. End of story. I've always been, just saw Ace on another tour, and it was out there alone. He had a couple bands in front of him, but guarantee it was everybody else that went to go see him because obviously that's a name,
right?
And, but that's always been a bone of contention of why are we relying on some of these acts that are just thrown in there due to localities when there are, and I've seen this a lot lately where there's a lot of bigger bands that are actually now partnering and doing like 2, 3 and taking them as an opener now.
Right.
Like they used to do. They weren't doing that for a while, but now they're doing that. And I see that. And I was like, well, finally they're using the older model and they're building the show
Right.
to sell, obviously to pack the house and sell more tickets. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, jeez.
No, I think I'm going to go back to what you're saying with recording. You want to record the show, that's fine, but don't show the whole show.
That's
Show
a
a high point or a snippet. Throw that on YouTube. Throw 30 seconds. Throw a minute 30 on YouTube. Don't throw 2 hours on YouTube.
Right. That's
Yeah.
another reason why we record the way we do, I believe, because we record at a level that you have this really good sound. But if you come see us do it live, you're going to get something extra. We're going to sprinkle that little bit of extra on there that makes you go, whoa, whether it's me hitting a note or Cary dropping some sick thing, riff on his bass or Sam just wailing out or the drummer just doing a crazy fill that's not, you don't normally hear, but it just makes the song sound that much better. I always go back to that saying, and I can't remember who said it, that they said, people don't go to concerts to see people play. They go to see a fucking alien. They go to see something they are never going to see again. And that's how Cary and them found me was I wanted to be this insane front man. I wanted people to remember me for the stuff I did. I think I'm a solid vocalist. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I can put on a show. And Cary does the same thing. Sam's got that with him. The drummer, he's got it with him as well. And I think it's going to be an incredible year whenever we finally get on the stage this year.
Oh, please.
And I think a lot of bands, I'm going to get some hate if I say this, but it's true. A lot of bands are lazy. I mean, just to be real, I go and I see it and I'm like, that motherfucker looked like he just walked out of a Walmart and onto the stage. And I'll never forget, we talked with Doc McGee and I was on the phone with Doc and he said, the problem with rock right now is everybody's on social media going, look at my puppy, and they're walking out on stage looking like they're shopping for groceries and they're not delivering anything memorable. So why the hell are people going to get off their ass and go? They want to see a freaking rock star, and that doesn't exist anymore. And it does, but you got to know where to look now. I mean, by and large, it's a lot of what he described.
Nailed it. It's the truth. There's the lack of investment in entertainment, in show. I can go down the line and we can get to this part of the subject, which is I don't want to resign myself to it, guys, because it's just one of those things where I fought against, but it just seemed like there's so many people do it. And that's bands just playing straight out the tracks. How stale can you get? I get it. The show, the way that everything's done, I understand it's been done for a long, long time. But there's those moments that happen live that you don't expect. And if you're condensing it into something that's already pre-programmed or what have you, how do you let those live moments happen where you're like, wow, didn't expect that? Because as I always tell everybody, when I go to a live show, the reason why I want it completely straight up live is because just like being a sports fan, when you are on the edge of your seat, when you knew that high note was coming and you're in there with the band and you're waiting and the dude pops the high note and nails it. And you're like, you kind of cheer like you just cracked a homer and you're like, fuck yeah. You knew you could do it, but you're there in the moment. You're cheering them on. You want to be part of that band. You want to cheer that situation when the guy nails a drum solo or nails a solo on a guitar. You're in that moment and you're cheering that band on. If it's a lot of it, it seems like now it's just so packaged that those moments are few and far between. Of course, he's going to hit the 9 note. It's taped. Of course, he's hitting the friggin' solo. It's taped. I mean,
Right.
this is what I think is also the part of the problem, because now that you've taken the live element out of the true live element out of a live show, how do you know when those moments happen? Now everything's up for speculation.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between the entire show on rails, which I have seen, vocals, guitars, all that,
Me too.
and like what we do. You know, if you listen to our music, there's a lot going on in those tracks with the synths, and you know, for us to give you a full experience, that would require us probably having an additional 20 band members on stage, which is just not possible. So all the what we call the ear candy,
Right.
that is tracked in. Obviously, the instruments are live, the lead vocals are live, the backing vocals are live, the drums are live. So it is live, but we just live in a day and age that, you know, for like us, and I know you should definitely get Ronnie Radke on here to talk about this because he's got opinions. But if we just played with a bass, a guitar, the vocals, and the drums, you would be like, what the fuck is this? It doesn't sound anything like the single that I heard. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
And I've seen it both ways recently, I can tell you that. And I've been very surprised to see it completely on rails in some of the instances that I did.
Yeah, I was at a festival and saw a whole band that I was excited to see, and everything was completely on the rails. And I was just like, they're not singing that. That's totally taped, you know, and it does suck, you know. And I mean, there are instances and there are places for tracks. Like there are places, the ambiance, the bells and whistles, the ear candy, like he's talking about. I mean, it can make the song that much better, and it can take away from these songs too. If you hear it on the track and you're like, well, I can't hear this. Where was this at? You know, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen people doing. I've seen people do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've seen a guy turn his back and have the vocals playing, and it's just he took a break and was just sitting there. And it bothers me as a vocalist, and it bothers me to have vocals tracked at all. You know, it really gets under my skin because I'm like, if I can go out here and do this, and the guys I looked up to used to do this, and they have these other instrumentalists on stage, and they've taught these guys to hit harmonies and where they need to be. How hard is it? It's not that hard. You know, people are lazy. I mean, just like you said, people are lazy.
Yeah, it's just gotten to the point now. Obviously, I mean, it's back in the back in, I would say, the day, whatever that means. You think about the 80s, early 90s, and you look back, filling tracks, absolutely, backing vocals, sometimes some filler guitar in the background, keys, absolutely, but
Right.
in no way did it take away from the live performance. Obviously, it enhanced it, but we know what we're talking about here. We're talking about just full out, just playing the tracks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is we're seeing that now. To your point, Cary, that we're seeing it now across the board, and that's a big concerning thing. It's across the board, and the even bigger concerning thing, which is where I think that it unfortunately it's going to, is that it's accepted. How do you know what's talent anymore?
Yep.
That's
100%.
But I always tell people, guys, try to get to a live show as much as you can. This is because it's those moments that you really understand what it is and about seeing a live show and what the music does to you. That's where the gold is.
Well, it's the feel. You can't videotape the feel, the energy, the rumble. That's not something you can bottle up.
Right.
It goes through your chest. Just have that kick drum go through your chest.
Yep.
Boom, done. And I'm there. Do a little thing called I want to have a little fun with you guys, if you don't mind. We do a little thing called sports ball. And I go like this, there's always this bone of contention. There's always this argument like that musicians don't know sports. And I go, I think they do. I think they pay attention. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have to answer some sports questions.
It's going to be all JRod. If you got pro wrestling, I got you, but you're right.
Pro wrestling. Okay. All right. Well, JRod's going to be up in little sports ball.
I'm with it.
Game where winners become losers and losers never win. This is Sports Ball.
I think I'm gonna switch hats for this.
Still getting a kick out of my production stuff. Funny stuff, man. So here we go. Gonna make this really, really easy for you. And as a thanks for hanging out and talking about all this stuff, and we'll get back into some of the things coming up for you guys, including the new track. Make sure you give me send up some addresses. We got some stuff we want to send you.
Cool.
As a thank you.
I like stuff.
Takes a road, little t-shirt, mug, something to put your coffee in the morning.
Yeah, my wife will steal it.
Isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
All right. First question. Give me the professional baseball team that hails from Tampa Bay.
The Rays.
I would have got that one.
Now, are we talking about now, or they were the Devil Rays in the beginning, because that's when Fred McGriff left the Braves to play for them.
We'll take the Rays.
Okay.
Thought you didn't know that.
I would have known that one.
All righty. Let me see. How many points do you get for scoring a touchdown in the NFL?
6.
6? Joey taking 6?
I would have got that too. I thought we were going to be like, what position did so-and-so play in 1972? In that case, I'm out.
If that case, we're going to have to call Sam in.
Yeah.
All right. Give me the former captain. Give me a former captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey team.
Oh God, I don't know hockey.
Oh God, I haven't watched hockey in 10 years. I mean,
was he Canadian? Can we get some clues?
Oh gosh, hold on, I'm trying to think. Oh, Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, I might not get this one. I don't follow Tampa Bay Lightning.
He was Canadian.
Imagine that.
What? Brent wasn't one of them. Brent Gretzky didn't play for Tampa Bay, did he?
No, he's looking it up because I sure as hell don't know.
He wasn't a captain. He was an assistant captain. He wasn't captain.
Okay.
But he was one of the most prominent Tampa Bay Lightnings. You could have a couple of them. You could pick any one you want.
Damn, text me the answer.
Yeah. Oh, my cousin Jackie would know. She goes to every Tampa Bay Lightning game there is.
Damn, you got 2 seconds. Text me that answer.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what. If someone's going to text you the answer, I'll get you back to this one. I got one more for you. Here's number 4.
All right.
Considering the jacket you're wearing, I just switched up the last question.
Okay.
Give me one Kentucky University basketball alum.
Oh, I hope he gets this wrong.
All right. My favorite player is Wayne Turner. He played on the 96 team that lost the national championship to Arizona. He wore number 5, and he is the reason that me and my child wear number 5 in basketball. He's actually a friend of mine on Facebook now.
Sweet. Sweet.
That
I,
makes up for the
I can
hockey
name you
question.
150 of them.
Maxie and got all the way down the line. Booker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got all the stars, but I'm thinking like older guys: Tony Delk, Jamal Mashburn, Pat Riley.
My
You
days.
know,
Delp is my days, man.
yeah. Oh, I love Tony Delk. I was a huge him and old downtown Dale Brown. He lives over here close to me.
Wow. Yeah. What year was that?
That was 92
Delp.
ish, 91, 92, I think.
Yeah,
That
back
was before. That was right before Nazi Muhammad and Jamal McGlure
look at him.
and what's his name got there? The coach, Mark Pope got there. The coach.
Look at him go. Calipari. Is that a good that was a pretty good stretch.
You've started something you're not going to be able to get him off of now.
So Calipari was at Memphis when I met him. I was at Southern Miss, and I met him, met Derrick Rose, and that whole team that I thought should have won the title. And when he went to Kentucky, I was happy as can be. But I'll be honest with you, it was time for a change. He had done his stint. I mean, Kentucky is a championship or bust school, and after so long with that one, they lose their minds.
That's true. That's true. Most hated rival still Duke.
Man, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it's Duke or Louisville. I mean, the Louisville thing's huge, huge.
Might be Louisville.
So
It might be Louisville. I'll give you the last one. We're going to go with Steven Stamkos.
That's what I was going to say. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't get it out. Yeah, that guy.
yeah, I'm not a hockey guy. So
Yeah, everyone always seems to kind of come up short with a hockey question.
down here we don't have a lot of hockey. I mean, Tampa Bay is the closest team to me, I believe, and I'm 8 hours from them.
Wow. Yeah, we got good teams though. I mean, my Bruins can't. Well, it did this past week. Think for once in a lifetime. Panthers and the Lightning.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about the new single coming out. It's coming out on the 7th.
On the 7th of February. Yeah, Cary, you want to take this? Or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I mean, we're pumped for it. I mean, this is the debut of JRod with Dark Remedy. I think everybody knows Steven stepped out as the singer in September. He's still hanging around behind the scenes, and me and him go way back, so we're always going to be friends, regardless. He was stuck in a hard place. Family, he's got a brand new family kid, and knowing that Dark Remedy's revving up to go out on the road, and that's a bad position to be in. So when he stepped out, we jumped into work to find the perfect guy for this new era of Dark Remedy, and it was JRod, and this is the first single with him, so it's special to us.
It is, and got to work with a killer producer on this, Mr. Chris Dawson. He's put out 100 songs that have been, big deal, and it was really cool to be able to work with him. Great guy, man. And the song is it's super special, man. I love it. To me, it's the best I've ever sounded vocally. And to me, it's only up from here. This is just the beginning.
Just the snippet alone is just it's a great track. It just grabs you. It really does.
It's very catchy.
It's a solid track. Yeah. I love the hook. The hook is killer. Love the hook.
Thank you.
It all has to start from somewhere. We don't just say at 20 or whatever. Yeah, this is what I want to do. It has to be part of us. It has to be, who we are from an early age. What was the first song that you heard that basically just opened up that world for you?
I mean, for me, I've told the story before, but my godfather was Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music, and I basically grew up backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. So I would go up to Nashville for the summers when I wasn't in school from Virginia, and I would hang out backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. And the moment they got me was when Porter Wagner, now I'm like 6, 7 years old. I have no clue who this man is, comes up to me. He's wearing the sequins jacket, which, 6-year-old looking at that, I'm amazed. And then he opens it. On the inside in rhinestones, it said, "Hello, my name is Porter." And I was like, well, that's just the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life. What does that guy do? Whatever that guy does, that's what I want to do.
Right.
So that's when I was like, hey, Bill, can you teach me how to play guitar? So we would sit down, he'd have the mandolin, and I'd have a guitar and start screwing around with it. And then teenage years, I discovered Ozzy and Kiss and Metallica and all that kind of stuff. And any thoughts of going down that road kind of went out the window.
So for me, it's kind of crazy because of him talking about it. My dad was a musician. He was a drummer. He actually played some shows with Randy Travis and Reba McEntire and the Forrester Sisters. And the first time I was really bitten by that bug was at the Grand Ole Opry when my dad was playing there. And to this day, and me and Cary have had this conversation probably 10 times. Both of us said we want to play the Opry if we ever get the chance.
Yeah.
It's a super special place to me. And to be able to play on a stage that my dad played on would be incredible. But that was me at 4 years old. And I started singing and dancing and doing all the crazy stuff. I went through all kinds of different stuff. I got bit really hard with the rock bug when I was about 17 with Breaking Benjamin. I fell in love with Breaking Benjamin. Then I got hooked on Hinder for a little bit, Saliva, with some of the new metal at the time. And I started singing in a Christian rock band called Avail. And we played with, they're way bigger now. It was the band Red, and they were just coming out. They looked completely different. They had these crazy hair that ran down their face, and it was all, like greased up, and they had the eye makeup, and it was a long time ago, and they became one of my biggest, favorite bands, and I still heck, I'm going to see them April 22nd in concert.
What you talking about?
Red.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When did we talk to those guys? That was actually, I think, just around COVID. I was talking to them when they were putting out a record just about the time when COVID broke.
Yep.
Love.
Yeah, he's an insane vocalist too, and live
that's an incredible.
He's even better. Gosh, he's so good.
I was always curious what happened because when I was talking with Dan Johnson and he just seemed like a great fit on drums for that band. I sad that didn't last as long as I was hoping it would.
Yeah,
it was a little stint. So, and he went because I know he was playing with Brian in Life and Death, and that's how he kind of got into that circle. Johnson was playing with Brian Welsh in Life and Death. So, and that's how I think he got known to play the gig with Red. So yeah, we were talking to him about that time. Hold Me Now. What a track.
Yep.
What a track. Love that.
Yeah. My favorite song they ever did was called Pieces. It was off the very first album. And it was a real sincere song for me in the time it came out. So
before I let you guys go, and again, thanks for the reschedule. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I hope you guys had a good time talking because I've had a blast.
Oh yeah.
There's one place you could play. Any place in the world, one venue. What would it be?
The Opry.
Yeah.
That's me too.
Yeah.
100%.
So
everybody wants to play, and where we're at in music, everybody wants to play with the whiskey, everybody wants to play the machine shop, and we'd love to play those, but the Opry just holds a special place for both of us.
Amen. People think like Wembley. I think it like,
I mean, we want to do that too. Don't get me wrong.
Right. The O2 Arena, all those places.
O2, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we'd love to, but like I said,
I'm not saying that wouldn't be special too, but
You guys,
Opry's just near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah.
Right.
these guys are all over the place on social media. Definitely check out the new track. I believe it is coming out on the 7th, Feb 7th.
Feb 7.
Oh, Let Me Go. You guys can check it out. Soon to be touring.
We're going to be out with, come see us in Mobile, Alabama with Nothing More in Mike's Dead, April 21st. We have this is a big year. We got a lot coming. We got EP coming. We're going to be touring pretty heavy. We've got some really cool shows booked that we can't announce. We've got a lot of stuff that we can't announce, but very, very shortly we'll be revealing a lot.
Yeah,
So
stay tuned for sure.
Yeah,
we're coming to see everybody this year.
Is he getting some of the big festivals?
We can't say nothing.
I know.
I want to, trust me, I want to so bad, but
Oh, it sucks. It sucks having stuff on your plate you can't talk about.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that completely. And I hope it's the East Coast, put it that way, so I can get out there.
Yes.
well, we hope to see you.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Again, I'll drop your Gmail trade addresses, send you some stuff as a thank you. And guys, take care.
Thank you much, man. We
Bless
You
appreciate
as
it.
well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Safe, all right.
Oh yeah, y'all take care, guys.
Take
All
care.
right. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Peace.
Absolutely cool. Wonderful guys. Remedy is the band, guys, and check out the music. It is off the charts, so damn good. And I'm glad they took a couple minutes to talk about everything that they're doing and a couple other things.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. His great grandfather.
Can you imagine like hanging out at the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry?
How did you spend your childhood? I was hanging backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. What?
And the people who played there.
What? And the people who played there. Think about it. The Loretta Lynn's of the world.
Yes.
Reba McEntire's of the world, and anybody else, classic artists.
And that type of music, that's where you played. That's where everybody wanted to play. And you weren't nobody an issue unless you were playing at the Opry. And
It's insane.
just to sit there, be like, oh hey, what's up, and just
insane.
to witness that.
But how cool, Joe? How cool is the humble vibe that you get from them, for them to say, I mean, it's the Grand Ole Opry. I get it's a grand stage,
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like playing Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah. For them, that's
when people, I know that, when all the bands from England wanted to play Royal Albert Hall, it was a thing, right? If you played Radio City back in the day, it was a thing. And this is the Grand Ole Opry. If you played the Hollywood Bowl, did that thing survive the fire?
I
don't even know.
There hasn't been any news that any damage has been done to it. I don't
even know if that was even close. But I always look at the Grand Ole Opry as just like a birthplace of a like Sun Records. It's a birthplace of rock, birthplace of country kind of thing. And there's such a reverence, a due reverence to the place. I was there. I saw it. It was incredible. For them to say something like that, that's kind of like part of their past.
Oh yeah.
As far as that, and to be on that stage, something that to me shows how ingratiated they are to the idea of that's where their roots are.
That's yeah.
That to me is special as not just a musician, as a person. I think that to me that's special.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a heartbeat. It wasn't even a thought. It was like, you can play anywhere. They're like, Opry, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arenas will come, and that'd be cool too. But it would, regardless, playing the Opry for them would be the special one. That'd be the one that would just be above anything else. No matter how high they are from playing, say, an arena or playing someplace big, the Opry will always be above that. And that's cool. Cause again,
Yeah.
that's what that's what he's 6 years old hanging out. But hey, dude, teach me the guitar. Yeah, sure. Sit down here.
That story alone was crazy. And I'll tell you, I'd love to sit. I'd love to sit with him like over a beer.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, Carrie's got stories, and I'm telling he's got so many stories. It's probably way too long for a 2 hour show. He's
Oh
probably
yeah.
so many things to talk about, and I'm like, wow, that was a curve because I did not did my research and read up everything about the band. That was the one thing that I did not know, and I'm like going, wow, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. That one hit me where that was definitely a, like a holy shit moment. You wouldn't expect that.
Yeah,
And
what'd you do? Well, I hung backstage at Madison Square Garden and watched all these people, all for this many years. Unbelievable.
but definitely, yeah, definitely looking forward to the new track.
Yeah, the new track again for you guys paying attention. You guys are checking this out later is going to be. Oh, I lost the page. Let me go. It's out on February 7th. So definitely check it out there, as well as I want to thank Paul as well for getting back and rescheduling the guys to come on. It's really, really, really great interview. So I'm looking forward to it. Paul, I can tell you, Paul Crosby has his own management company now, and he has a roster of bands that just absolutely kick ass. Well, we were talking about, all these people, and we got a couple more coming up as well. Sad note though, while we were on break, we lost somebody, sorry, in the industry that I knew, and that really was a partner with me for a while, and not only getting bands for me to interview, but also to put in the magazine. But not only that, getting me to meet a lot of the people live at the concerts. We had actually scheduled to do a few things at M3 this year, and his name was Tom, and he was from Tag Marketing, and his wife is going to continue with Tag Marketing along with a couple other people that were still part of it. But Tom was great, and we really talked in depth about a few things, and his plate was full. Everybody under the sun was asking him for access to the artists and stuff like that. But he knew that we put out a quality product with Total Order magazine, and he had some health issues, but he unexpectedly passed last month, and it happened while we were on break. So Tom, thank you for believing in what we did at 99 on WNRR. Thank you what we did with the Total Order magazine, and I'm hoping to continue to do the good work that you entrusted me with for a few more years to come. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to get another issue of Total Order magazine out there for you guys to enjoy. That would be something. We haven't done one in a while due to obviously due to the amount of staffing, and it takes a village to put one of these together. And so I'm looking forward to one day do that again. But Tom, thank you, and I'll miss you. Miss chatting back and forth. So Tag Marketing did a great job, great roster of bands. And so let's get back to this. Thanks again to the guys in Dark Remedy for spending a couple minutes again, shaking the rust off on this show. Shaking the rust off big time. Can't do 3 weeks, 4 weeks out for a break anymore. That just doesn't work
No.
It just doesn't work. It's kind of like usually this stuff is just flying off the top of your head, and
Yeah, but just so much going on and everything. And
I think with all the week coming up and whatever, all the stuff that's going on, it's kind of crazy too.
yeah, but it's good. You just able to get back into it, dust yourself off. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. Um, anything more for the? We'll catch up and we'll schedule for next week. We'll probably have another artist in with us, and we'll start playing. We'll play some of the bands that'll be coming up for next week, and we'll give them some love and talk about them a little bit. One of them might be from the top 20 countdown, and we'll obviously, don't forget, that gets released on the Sunday, as we are the procurers of the LPL top 20 over the past 12 years. So that will happen coming up. Like I said, we'll release the top 20 on Sunday and have a new fan vote begin on Wednesday, the day of the show, so we can highlight a lot of the bands and talk to one of them while the fan vote is going on. So if you go and get over there, vote for everybody, vote for whoever you like. Go
yes.
check out, and also go to the Spotify, which we're going to change the Spotify to it's the LPL Spotify, but we're going to change it to the WTF, and going to give Joe access to the Spotify account so he can populate his some of his faves in our top 40 bands that you should be listening to as far as the LPL, but also bands that and artists that you should be listening to that we like. So that rounds out our top 40. So we'll make those adjustments and changes, and you guys can check out what we're listening to instead of just hearing us talk about it. So you guys can actually hear the actual
Yes.
that we talk about. So brother,
Yes.
welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back.
Anything to close before we get on out of here?
No, just good to be back. Like I said, the holidays, we had a couple curveballs, a couple unexpecteds, and it was a lot of pizza and a lot of rest and a lot of driving.
Yeah, I'm glad that everybody's finally on the mend. You guys were down for the count for a little bit, but you guys got through it and got out, and we were able to do a few things, and thank God.
Oh yeah.
Amen. So giving prayers for Ellen for her trip on this Friday coming up to go see her nephew.
Yes.
He's an aunt. Can't believe it. And otherwise, we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Take care.
You.
God bless. See you on the flip. Bye.
Thanks.